Good evening, viewers. Starting off with news from Barbados. Barbadian voters bought into the philosophy that they are safer with MIA wholesale and re-elected the ruling Barbados Labour Party (BLP) into government with a consecutive clean sweep of the 30 seats in Parliament. Preliminary results showed that the BLP had won all seats in the election that Prime Minister Mia Mottley called 18 months ahead of the constitutional deadline, and in the process allowed the party to become only the second political organization in the Caribbean to sweep all seats in an election on consecutive occasions. The other time that has been achieved was in Grenada when Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell led his new national party in winning all 15 seats in 2018. Mottley said the three-week campaign had been rough, telling supporters that she wanted to start 2022 as far as possible on a fresh guard, and they have given her that opportunity. Barbados is the latest Caribbean country to be staging a general election during the coronavirus pandemic, following countries like St. Kitts and Nevis, Trinidad and Tobago, Jamaica, and Bahamas. Over in Antigua and Barbuda, the United Progressive Party (UPP) has called on Antigua and Barbuda Electoral Commission (ABEC) and the government to ensure that all eligible voters, regardless of their coronavirus status, are allowed to cast their ballots in the upcoming general elections. The party said its call comes as a result of a situation in Barbados where over 3,000 voters who are currently in isolation were prevented from participating in today's polls. An injunction to stop the election was thrown out on Wednesday. While no date for the general election has been set by Prime Minister Gaston Brown, Graham noted that ABEC is always in a state of readiness. In Grenada, the Grenada Food and Nutrition Council, with support from the Food and Agriculture Organization (FAO) and the Ministry of Agriculture, is in the process of strengthening its food bank initiative, a project that will lay the foundation for the establishment of the National Parliamentary Front Against Hunger Secretariat. Under the project, the FAO is working with the GFNC to develop a strategic action plan that will provide a framework for the food bank's expansion. The GFNC has recruited a team of consultants to develop the strategic action plan, which should provide a comprehensive guide with goals, objectives, measurable actions, timelines, and identify the responsible agencies and stakeholders that will work together to the eradication of hunger and malnutrition in Grenada. Still in Grenada, a man was fatally shot by police in Grenada on Wednesday afternoon. The Royal Grenada Police Force confirmed that the police-involved shooting occurred just before 4 p.m. at the Sauter St. Patrick. Investigations are ongoing. A man has been detained in Bermuda after police launched an investigation into threats and other menacing comments made on social media toward Premier David Burt during a live interview. The Bermuda Police Service says officers from the Criminal Investigation Unit carried out a search at a Hamilton Parish residence on Thursday where a man, 34, was arrested and detained in relation to this matter. Persons committing such act, if found guilty, may be imprisoned for 1 year or be fined $25,000 or both. And finally, major international airlines canceled flights heading to the U.S. or changed their planes they're using Wednesday, the latest complication in a dispute over concerns that the new 5G mobile phone service could interfere with aircraft technology. Carriers took widely different approaches to the brewing crisis affecting international travel, from Middle Eastern airline Emirates drastically reducing its U.S.-bound flights to Air France, saying it would fly as normal. It wasn't immediately clear why the airlines made those decisions or whether they took into account that mobile carriers AT&T and Verizon agreed this week to pause the rollout of the new high-speed wireless service near key airports. U.S. officials had said that even with the concession, there would be some cancellations and delays because of limitations of equipment on certain planes. Some airlines said Wednesday they received warnings from the U.S. Federal Aviation Administration or Boeing that the plane maker's 777 was particularly affected by the new wireless service. AT&T and Verizon spent tens of billions of dollars for the 5G spectrum known as C-band in a government auction last year. That concludes tonight's edition of the Regional News. I'm Joel Vogt. Good night.